Alright, so we are about to install the coilovers on the Miata. I've currently got the car up in the air. I didn't have to get it quite this high up, but I'm going to replace the exhaust as well, so that'll make it much easier. One little tip and trick is once you get a car up, give it a good shake. Make sure this thing's not going to come off and fall on you. The other thing is, the higher you can get one up, if you're going to have to actually get underneath the car, usually the easier it is to work on them. Because it is no fun trying to get stuck underneath there and then still work and whatnot. So we're installing the coilovers on the Miata. It's super simple. 2 bolts up top, and then down below there's only 1 bolt that holds the shock body in, and that is located right there. And then we'll pull the top bolt off for the upper control arm, which will give us some extra clearance. Tools we're going to need. I have my impact gun just to make it kind of quicker. Makes it a lot easier too. 3/8 drive ratchet. We've got a 14 mil, a couple extensions, 13/16, which will be the ones you need to pull the lug nuts off. 1/2 inch drive ratchet for the 19 and the 17. 19 and 17 mil wrenches, and a 1/2 inch extension. It's actually a 13/16, which isn't that bad because I luckily have 2 of them. Jack. Show you guys what I'm working with here. All right, so this one, I've got the 13/16 on it. I think I just broke my ratchet. Maybe not. These things do have a lot of torque on them. They're like 90 foot-pounds. This stuff isn't 100% necessary to take these things off, but it makes a hell of a lot easier, especially if you're by yourself, which I am. Pull the nut out of that one. Alright, so we got that one broken loose. So we'll grab our 17. Also, if you've never invested in a good set of tools, a ratcheting swivel head wrench will save you so much time. Like, I'm not one to say that tools make you a better mechanic, because they don't. We're going to top side, 2 14 mil. Nuts right there, an extension, and a deep little socket. Alright, so I'm going to have to pull the control out. So there we go, that's one. To do this, normally you should use a spring compressor. I don't have one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the impact gun, we're going to blast this nut off, we're going to hold this, and it's going to shoot out. So we're going to tighten that up. That will slide over the shock body like so. Spring goes on. Little insulator deal goes on. Top hat goes back on. Run that down with the impact. And that'll lower the car some. Not a huge amount, but some. Like I said, the absolute wrong way to do this, but it is definitely the cheap and or free way, depending on how you get these things. Installing is going to be pretty much the opposite. We'll set this down into the control arm, bolt the control arm back up, and then bolt the shock body back up. It's actually much easier with the with these, because you can actually just pull the spring down, compress the strut, and have enough clearance, as where with the normal spring you actually need a spring compressor to get it out. Turn the camera back around here. So that's pretty much it for that one. I'm going to go ahead and torque all this stuff down, repeat on the other side, and then I'll come back with the rear.
So we're on day 2 of swapping the shocks in the Miata. I had to go get a spring compressor. I got one out with a ratchet strap, which was super sketchy, and I didn't plan on doing it again. I already got the other front one done. See it in here. I got to get a bolt for the sway bar. But I'm about to do one of the rear ones, and I'll kind of show you how that goes together and comes apart. Break the bottom shock bolt loose, and then we'll pull it out with the impact. One down. We'll come up here. I'm going to pull the upper control arm bolt loose. That is a 14.
I got them ready to tighten down. Normally you do these on opposite sides, but the control arm's here, and I'm not trying to make that all today. Not that it's hard, it's only 2 bolts, but I think that this actually has to come out to even get that out. For the easy part, we're going to set the top mat back on. Tucks up in here. Put our 14 mil back in. Got those two, now I gotta find the other one for here. That's not it. That's not it. Of course, they make it work. Run to the hardware store. I gotta get more of these. Apparently Mazda makes it where if you drop the nut on the passenger side or driver side, it can actually fall down a little hole where you can't get to it, which is dumb. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some hardware and then I'll come back and finish this thing later. Got a free moped yesterday. That's kind of cool. Don't know the brand, don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about mopeds, but that one was free. So that's pretty neat. Half-inch. Got a free moped and this sweet helmet. So I got the little cover panel back in. The rear shocks are all bolted down up top, all torqued down on the bottom. Before I set this thing down, I'm going to do a quick install of the mid pipe, or test pipe rather. New test pipe or decat or straight pipe, whatever you want to call it. Got it from eBay. It was like $63 shipped, which is really cheap, or cheap enough for me not to want to make one. Alright, so we got the factory cat here. I lined it up just to make sure that it was going to fit. The exhaust on this car is actually 2 different exhausts. The tail section here is actually from a 1.8 car. And that's still from the 1.6. So before I ordered the decat, was the test pipe. I wanted to make sure that it was going to line up, and it should.